In the 1940s, I was a child living in a country area in the USA. My father was one of only 2 doctors in a large rural area. He was an extremely busy man, but once a month, on a Saturday, our family traveled for hours so that we could visit our grandparents in a distant town. After dinner, my grandparents, my brothers, and I often went to the movie theater. One evening, the privilege of buying our movie tickets was finally given to me, the youngest child in the family. When we arrived at the theater, I jumped out of the car and went to the ticket booth. The ticket lady smiled broadly as I announced my important position as ticket buyer. She replied, "Well, you're doing a fine job." When she passed back the change to me, I proudly put it in my pocket. After the movie had finished, my parents picked us up. We got into the back seat and soon my brothers and my mother were asleep. However, I couldn't fall asleep as I was still excited and I chattered away to my father as I told him about the movie and how the ticket lady had praised me for my good work. He also praised me and asked for the change. I took the money out of my pocket and counted it out for him. When I finished, my father slowed the car down and turned it around. My father said seriously, "You were given 50 cents too much change. We have to return it now." I couldn't understand why we should go all the way back to my grandparents' town, especially as we were so close to home and it was so late at night. I suggested that we take the money back next time we came back. My dad, however, explained that the ticket booth lady is responsible for all the money that comes in and out of her booth. If she didn't have enough money at the end of the day, she might get into trouble. If her boss were strict, she might even lose her job. So, my father made it clear to me that we couldn't delay returning the 50 cents to her. Upon arriving back at the theater, my father told me I should return the money. I walked to the ticket booth, reached up, and put the 2 quarters on the counter. "I'm sorry. You gave me too much change," my daddy said. He said I should give it back. The ticket lady left the booth to hug me. She then walked over to the car to thank my father. Now, almost 60 years later, I realize how tired my father was and how tempting it must have been to just go on home and get a bit of sleep before resuming his duties, and worry about the money later. However, doing the right thing was at the core of his beliefs. My father died many years ago, but in his life he gave me many personal examples of honesty and responsibility to be absorbed and passed along through my family. His 50-cent philosophy lives on.